Hi, I'm Angela Serezny, and I'm the CEO of Climb Credit.
I'm Chris Lofton, the CEO of Zollege, the company behind the SNAP Medical Assistant Academy. And we're here to answer your questions.
If you're interested in a career in healthcare, check out the link to our scholarship program in the description. So the first question is about the current unemployment rate in the United States. So we entered the COVID lockdown period that we now are emerging from in the low single digits, but now we're at a 13.3% unemployment rate.
And in Texas, we're facing a 12.8% unemployment rate. Majority of that unemployment is coming from the hospitality and leisure sectors, which in Texas, we're seeing a 36% unemployment rate. But we're optimistic because healthcare jobs are still in demand.
And we're seeing that across the country through a lot of the programs that we work with and the students that we are speaking to, that healthcare is a great place for someone who is currently unemployed to find a new career path.
The next question is, are healthcare jobs recession-proof? Even during a recession, people still need healthcare. So transitioning into a career in healthcare makes a lot of sense when we're facing hard economic times.
And this is why Climb has partnered with Zollege and one of our investors, Acumen, to provide scholarships to help people access that career path.
Next question, are medical assistant jobs in demand? In fact, the U.S. Department of Labor is predicting a 23% growth in the demand for medical assistants from the year 2018 to 2028. So yes, medical assistant jobs are in high demand and predicted to grow even more during the next 10 years.
Yeah, and at Climb, we see a number of other jobs also in high demand, including jobs in technology, in trades like HVAC repair and plumbing, and heavy equipment operations as well.
So, what do medical assistants do? Well, they basically do everything at a doctor's office that a nurse and a doctor don't do, including checking patients in, taking their vital signs, their blood pressure, their temperature, recording data on patients, and making sure that all of the patients who go to see the doctor have a wonderful experience and get the care that they deserve.
Well, it's interesting because it seems like in some ways, as the medical assistant, not only are you performing medical tasks, but you're almost like the customer service, right? Because you're the one that's sort of interacting with the customer the most.
Yeah, you're like the administrator, and some offices don't have office managers, and the medical assistants fill in completely from front end, answering the phones, calling patients, scheduling appointments, to the back end of ordering supplies, and then in between meeting with patients, checking them in, giving them injections, doing blood pressure checks, things like that. So it's a really robust job. It's also a really great opportunity if you see yourself as a nurse or a doctor in the future. Starting as a medical assistant will give you the experience to know that that is really the career that you want and allow you to earn a living while you pursue higher education.
Right, and potentially have a place to work once you get that education, because the doctor's office for your medical assistant also, I would imagine, needs nurses and doctors and kind of the levels above that.
Oh, absolutely, and you differentiate yourself among the other potential nurses and doctors by having that level of experience, and you understand how it works going into it, which is just puts you ahead in the recruitment pool. So I think medical assistant is a great place to start your career if healthcare is your passion.
Can I ask a question that I think would be interesting for someone to? How has the medical assistant job or the career path changed as a result of COVID?
Absolutely. So many more large doctor offices and partnerships are reaching out to us to hire large groups of medical assistants to assist in some of the vital signs that are needing to be taken at these doctor's offices. So the whole experience of going to the doctor is different right now, and it really starts with a temperature check, a checking in, even outside the office before you come in. And then at the same time, all of these testing centers, this is exactly the kind of work a medical assistant will be trained to do.
So in fact, even we've seen high demand and high growth projected for the medical assistant kind of career track, but COVID has actually maybe accelerated that a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the governor of California put out a request for anyone with medical training, even if you didn't finish your certificate, they want to come and hire you because they are so desperate for medical practitioners. So it's honestly like it's a huge benefit to our society if you get into this field right now, because we need you. We need more healthcare professionals, and medical assistants are one of the most important pieces to our healthcare system.
One question we get about a lot of the career paths that we support, and in particular about medical assisting, is what certifications are required in order to get your first job?
So we recommend that all of our students take and pass the CCMA exam, which will help them gain employment.
I think when a lot of people think about higher education, their mind goes towards sort of like the 18-year-old with the backpack. But the reality is that a lot of higher education institutes, including Zollege, I think support people throughout their careers, and especially people who are career switchers. Do you guys see a lot of career switchers going into the medical assisting field?
Oh, absolutely. When we look at our students, we see them coming from a lot of different backgrounds. And what we found is that many of the students who want to become medical assistants are looking for that 40-hour work week, dependable salary coming in every few weeks, looking for health insurance, looking for paid time off to spend more time with their families. And so what we're so excited about is the fact that getting a job as a medical assistant is very accessible once you gain your medical assistant certification. And we help our students take those tests and get the training so that they can then land a job as a medical assistant.
So if someone's interested in a career switch and in the medical assisting profession, what kind of things would you recommend as they're sort of thinking about entering that field that they should do as they're maybe applying for this scholarship or applying to go to one of your programs?
Absolutely. Well, everyone that would be seeing this has absolutely been in contact with a medical assistant. You've been to the doctor. And I think it's very easy to reflect upon those experiences. Imagine yourself giving the care that you saw that medical assistant or nurse doing, and then determining if that's something that you would feel passionate about. It's also good to just check yourself and really observe whether or not you're a caring person, and that you would feel inspired every day, basically saving people's lives, which is what medical assistants do.
And then in terms of the actual program itself, for people who are interested in the scholarship and entering this career, what is the program like? Absolutely.
So our program is a hybrid learning model with 12 weeks of asynchronous and synchronous learning, meaning that there's some at-home lab kits and studying that you're going to do at home. And then there's going to be some set times on Saturdays, in fact, that you'll be meeting with a professional medical assistant to provide lectures, answer your questions, and mentor you. And after those 12 weeks, you will then come for 4 days of in-person lab training at one of our regional training sites. And that's when you're going to learn all the hands-on skills that you're going to need to land a job as a medical assistant.
And how long does that whole sort of process typically take somebody?
So it's about 16 weeks total, from starting your training to getting the hands-on in-person lab and securing an externship, which we recommend all of our students do in order to secure the experience that they need to gain employment.
And then once someone's working as a medical assistant, how much money should they expect to make to start out with?
Yeah, absolutely. So the salaries range as a medical assistant between $12 and $22 an hour. The average is just over $36,000 a year in the United States.
And is there upward potential with that?
Oh, absolutely. So some of your highest paid medical assistants make over $50,000 a year, and that comes from just demonstrating an extraordinary value to the doctors, such that they couldn't run the office without you. And that's what we find our graduates doing, is becoming an integral part of the operations of the doctor's office, and then basically being able to be on that higher pay scale.
That's great. It sounds like it's a career that, for the right person who's interested in being in the healthcare field, is a great way to learn about it and then continue to progress.
Absolutely. So becoming a medical assistant is a great step towards regular, consistent hours, a steady paycheck, paid time off, and health insurance. And it's also a great career if you choose to stay there your whole life. It's also a great step towards becoming a nurse or a doctor in the future, if that's something that you're interested in.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We are excited about the scholarship between Climb and Zollege and Snap Medical Academy. Please look at the link in the description. Everyone who is interested in a career in healthcare should apply.
Yes, thank you all. We're so honored by this opportunity and excited to help many, many people transition into exciting healthcare careers.